Hi everybody, I'm Ryan, and today we're going to talk about the top 5 most popular cards in Pauper, the most played cards in Pauper. And we'll jump right into it with number 5, Hydroblast. Hydroblast is a 1 mana instant that says choose one, counter target spell if it's red, or destroy target permanent if it's red. It totally makes sense that this is in the top 5. This is a must include if you're playing a blue deck so that you have game against the red decks, which are the most popular and perhaps the best deck in Pauper. It is played in 26% of decks, and the average number played in those decks is 2.8. The 4th most popular card in Pauper is Relic of Progenitis. Relic of Progenitis is a 1 mana artifact that you can tap to have target player exile a card from their graveyard, and you can pay 1 mana and exile Relic of Progenitis to exile all graveyards and draw a card. This card is played in most sideboards as graveyard hate. It can be played in any sideboard as well because it's colorless, it's artifact. And being able to have those graveyard hate cards is really important in those sideboards. And again, because any deck can play it, it can get really popular. This is played in 27% of decks, and the average number played is 2.5. The 3rd most played card in Pauper is Blue Elemental Blast, which is subtly different than Hydroblast. Blue Elemental Blast is a 1 blue instant that says choose one, counter target red spell or destroy target red permanent. In theory, Hydroblast is actually the better card because you can cast it on anything, where Blue Elemental Blast has to target something that is red. However, Blue Elemental Blast is cheaper and probably the reason it's more popular than Hydroblast. I'm not entirely sure. Often a split is run, but Blue Elemental Blast is played in 28% of decks, and the average number played in those decks is 2.8. The 2nd most popular card is Nihil Spellbomb. Nihil Spellbomb is a 1 mana artifact, a colorless mana, that you can tap and sacrifice it to exile target player's graveyard, and when it's put into the graveyard of the battlefield, you may pay a black. If you do, draw a card. So the cool part about Nihil Spellbomb compared to Relic of Progenitis is Relic of Progenitis is colorless all around. You don't need the black mana in order to draw a card off of it. However, Relic of Progenitis requires a mana to exile all graveyards, where Nihil Spellbomb can just sit on the battlefield, and then whenever you're ready, just like pop it. Or in response to your opponent like going off or doing their thing, you can just pop it and you don't have to leave a mana up. And people are really attracted to that, especially decks that can pay the black. Nihil Spellbomb is played in 30% of decks, and the average number played in those decks is 2.8. And the most popular card in Pauper is Pyroblast. Pyroblast is a 1 red instant, choose one, counter target spell if it's blue, destroy target permanent if it's blue. Red is the most popular and perhaps best deck in Pauper, along with other red decks. Interacting with blue decks on the stack is a novelty for red decks, and in fact being able to counter spells and win counter wars against blue decks as a red deck is super powerful. So decks load up on Pyroblast and Red Elemental Blast, which is a similar card. Red Elemental Blast is played in 32% of decks in Pauper, and the average number played is 3. But those are the top 5 most popular cards in Pauper. If you like this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. Check me out on social medias. Links are above me and in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.